I'd like to welcome everyone to the Challenge All-Stars Rivals.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the number one for the final episode of the year! We did it, and you're listening on Wednesday because MTV blessed us with the episode. We're here. I'm grinding. I'm on a cruise ship right now. Shout out me.
That is you.
Probably got a strawberry daiquiri in my hand right now for the hotties.
Ooh. A little tasty treat?
Ooh, a little tasty treat where you're listening to. I'm just going to say, if you're listening to this between Wednesday and Saturday night, I probably have a strawberry daiquiri in my hand.
I love that for you, Stephen. You know, you didn't tell everybody what your name is.
Oh, my name is Stephen.
And my name is Mixie. We're here to recap episode 12 of All-Stars Rivals, the final people, and it is titled An Unrivaled Twist.
Okay, I know you were out last episode. I'm here to say I like it.
I get the attempt. Again, like, I also just think they put themselves in a hole with this whole, like, rival situation they keep trying to do in all of these episodes. I'm going to say it's a no from me, dog. Wah.
I know you said it last time.
The name of the first daily, if they had made that the name of this episode, done. It would have been easy point.
Tonight, you are going to be playing King Trivia.
If they had done King Final. Also, Mr. Lavin, by the way, thank you, Stephen, for the shirt.
Yeah, peep the shirt, everybody. Peep the shirt. TJ for Prez.
TJ for Prez delivered it beautifully delivered by our guy.
By hand. I was like, here you go. Mm-hmm. Here's a shirt. Oh, and I gave you another shirt, too. I gave you two
I wasn't
shirts.
saying the shirt was delivered by him. I'm saying the title of this.
Oh, yeah.
This
yeah, that's fine, too. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. I wasn't thinking about that.
Listen, guys, we are recording this pretty late at night. It has been a week for both of us. I'm still sick after last time that I was sick.
We've had long days today. I got a lot of stuff still to do. I still got to pack. I'm like leaving to go get Mom LaFranc in like 12 hours at the airport. And I have packing to do. I'm not ready, but that's okay.
I'm leaving for Vegas tomorrow for the weekend.
Didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't tell you that?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas, but I'll be back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. But I have to leave in the morning. We're driving, dude. Driving to Vegas.
When are you coming back?
Sunday. Am I screwed because of Coachella?
Enjoy that 8-hour car ride home on a Sunday from Vegas. You got to be the first car out of town on Sunday, girl, or you're going to be there for 8 hours. I'm being completely honest. Everybody in LA knows you either leave at 5 a.m. on Sunday or you leave at like 7 o'clock at night on Sunday. You leave at no times in the middle.
Both of those are not options.
You don't leave at any other time. That's going to be a 7-hour car drive home.
You're kidding.
Here's a pro tip. I'm going to give you a pro tip. You ready for a pro tip? Has nothing to do with the challenge. Stephen pro tip. Stephen pro tip. You rent a car, drive that to Vegas, and then you get your little $69 flight back home on Spirit. Bingo, bingo, bongo.
That is not a bad option. We'll see. I'll update you guys maybe whenever we do the next thing that we do. We don't know what's happening. I'm exhausted, but
I'm going to be getting on the boat, and Mixie's going to text me and be like, 7 hours, and we're still on the road.
Yeah, I probably will. It's not going to be good.
That's okay. That's a quick turnaround, but okay.
Yeah, I know. A fantastic final, Stephen. A fantastic final. It did give me a little bit of life that I really needed to be able to discuss it with you tonight because wow.
That's the absolute best way of saying this. I know there's a lot of people been talking shit online. Big surprise.
You mean the challenge fans aren't fans of the challenge?
That's kind of weird if you think about it. They're like sports fans. Like, my team sucks, but you watch and then you just complain about everything. Then that's fine. But I have to say, absolutely fantastic showing by nearly everyone.
I mean, it was good, and it wasn't one of those finals where like at the end you're like you already know who's winning and stuff. Like it was still exciting. It was exciting all the way through, and I loved that for this final.
It was so like on edge. We really didn't know, and it seems like they didn't even know who won right there at the end.
Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic. The editing was just chef's kiss the entire way through, no matter what type of editing you're looking for. You're looking for comedy, you're looking for great transitions, you're looking for this, that, and the other. This episode
there were some emotional edits in this bad boy that I'm not planning on discussing, but it was still
oh boy. And then Mr. TJ just like pulls out that faux king trivia.
We get hit with faux king trivia right at the beginning of the episode. And I'm like, we're off. And we're off.
We're off and running. We didn't like roll an ankle out of the gate like someone might. We went for it. And we started with eating, and I was like, Mixie hates the beginning already. She's somewhere covering her eyes. She doesn't like this.
I did like the callback to the daily of them kind of like dumping things. I liked that they could do it to other people. I hated the POV in the bucket, Stephen.
It was great. I loved every second. I wrote, Mixie will hate the GoPro in the bucket.
I hated the GoPro footage in the bucket. Hated it. How did they somehow make this worse to watch? They put a fucking GoPro inside of a bucket.
Shout out to whoever came up with that idea. Absolutely fantastic.
No.
And even bigger shout out for the poor camera PA who had to go in there.
Yes, that was the other thing I was thinking of immediately. As soon as I saw it, I was like, and also if I was about to throw up, I would think that my brain would like go to throw up and be like, you guys left a camera in here. Like I would have just not thrown up in it and been like, you idiots didn't take the camera out of the bucket. Because I'm thinking the same thing as you are. Because, again, we work in production. It's just like somebody had to fucking dig that shit out of Shane's partner's vomit.
Yeah. That was absolutely hysterical. They had it in multiple little buckets. I loved every second of it. It's like, how can we innovate here on the challenge in this final? Let's put a GoPro in the bucket that will never be covered in vomit. And then hose that down later and get the little memory card out of it. Fantastic. Right to the media manager. And the media manager's like, why does this smell weird? Like,
oh, my God.
Don't ask. Shane hitting the bottom of that glass for 8 hours.
The loop they put on Shane.
God, it's so good.
There were so many little things in this edit that were great. And then Nicole coming back and like looking at him while she's tapping it. Oh, God. Amazing. And can we also, we must discuss this, and I hope that you have enough time to put a photo in because it's needed. The way that Steve is sitting in this chair.
Oh, I missed that.
Legs crossed all the way over each other. Like, he almost pretzeled his legs over twice. It's just like.
Maybe that's why he hurt his quad later.
Maybe.
He was sitting like that. Like an idiot.
He was all like, he was, the Bernie Sanders meme. Cross-legged, sitting back, that killed me. Melissa refers to the snails as penises?
Well, that was great. And I just want to listen to it again. And we will both listen to this again because I knew that we were in for a delight.
Yep.
Because in 5 minutes of this final, I think we were both like, oh, we're in for something here, and let's watch it again.
I need it.
Adam and Steve, you number one?
I didn't understand. Okay, here, it's nice, bro. It's protein.
It's a penis.
That's what I don't do. So that's on you.
Just in that clip, there's two things. Like it's nice, bro. It's nice.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's alive worms, but
yeah.
Okay.
If it was nice, guess what? It would not be in that as an option to put in. Just historically,
that would
not
correct.
Be a thing.
That would be correct.
Two, her going, they look like little penises, and like Nicole had an option. Nicole could have been like, bro, calm down, bro. Like, bro,
Yep.
It's not that bad.
Yep.
But she was just like, yeah, I mean, I don't do that. So like, that one's on you.
Yeah.
I know you like both, so you're going to I don't like both. I only here for one. So that's you, my guy.
I don't know if I believe that anymore. You know, I don't know what to believe with Nicole. She was very very defensive online after last episode that we did spend a solid almost 20 minutes of the podcast discussing.
We did. We tweeted up a storm this week with the episode. Obviously, the clip went super viral because that's what we do. Our TikTok just blew up, over 200,000 views. No big deal. Now, I was watching her Instagram Live, and I recorded some clips, and I put that clip out, and everybody's dragging her. Now, here's what I'll say. If I was her lawyer, I think I could kind of defend this. I know what she's saying. For those of you who missed it, she basically said nothing happened. I didn't cheat, but when I did get home, I said, hey, a line was crossed, and they broke up, and now she's been seeing somebody else for 7 months. So,
until she goes on the challenge again.
Right. But I think she also said in that clip, I don't intend on going back on the show. And that's probably a healthy thing for her, relationship-wise.
Yeah, you know, I think that she either needs to go single, or if she's in a relationship, she's not allowed to go on the challenge. I think that that's a fair boundary. You know, actually, no, it's not. You shouldn't cheat on people. Break up.
Just break up. It's like we have a whole thing about that or
we
something
almost
like
do
that.
have a whole thing about that. Let's put Nicole on Temptation Island. That would be an episode of Temptation Island.
Can you imagine?
That would be incredible. Well, I don't even think they could do that because it'd be two girls and they'd be in the same house. So
this is the idea, though. That's why it would be great.
Two different women houses. Oh,
yeah.
Call us Marky Mark.
You got it.
Call us
Mr. Marky Mark. We got the idea for you. All right, let's talk about the other thing I don't really want to talk about in this segment, which was Shane and Shane's partner. Shane's partner given the stink eye when Nicole came back and put more in there.
Yeah.
And Shane's partner's like, why are you talking to me? He was like, I didn't want to put anything in anyone's. And I was like, okay, Shane's partner, you understand that that's what you have to do. Like you were going to put it in your own. It's the final at this point, Shane's partner.
Adam and Steve put it in their own too, which I was just like, guys, come on. And like, then Shane's partner later on, they asked like basically fuck, marry, kill of the three people that were left. And she puts us, and us. Stop it.
Stop it. It's the final.
Stop it.
What do you do? How do you think
That
this
one
helps?
made me mad.
I can't have you sitting there and saying this money means so much, and then also being like, I'm going to fuck myself during this because these other people are going to put stuff in. Yeah, that's kind of the point of the thing here.
And also, Shane's not going to know that you're like the likelihood of Shane guessing that is so much lower. You were playing yourself. I understood it. I even think I said this in the original eating challenge when they were like, who are you going after or whatever? And some people just put no one. I get that. You're still in the game. You're still having to vote things around and like be political and stuff. You are in the final at this point. The only way you're losing is if you don't do well in the final. And you are shooting yourself in the foot by screwing yourself over in this situation. So fuck that. Hated it. Loathe entirely.
Nicole did the same thing later, putting two team names and then another team name. Like, Melissa's going to know that.
Yeah,
like, Melissa's going to be like, oh, yeah, so you're going to say this team name twice and then randomly guess the... No, at that point, just say nothing and put it in there.
Nicole is impressively bad at things. Like, impressively bad at things. She doesn't just kind of, like, miscommunicate. She's just terrible at it. And we see it all through this. I did want to ask you, because I didn't get a chance since we're moving so quickly. I didn't get a chance to watch twice. Did no one put anything in Frank and Sam's pho?
No, I think maybe there was one thing that ended up in there. Maybe one thing that went in.
Which is crazy to me. They won the other eating challenge, everybody.
I don't know if people remember that. And also that I think a lot of that was based off time. Remember? It was like this weird it
was based off time, but it also was still consuming it quickly, and that's still what's happening in this checkpoint. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was super weird that and maybe there were more questions that we didn't see and they kind of cut it down, but I don't remember seeing anyone put anything in their bowl. And then, like, when they were showing everybody drinking and throwing up, I never saw them in that compilation at all until who got first? Adam and Steve, because Steve's a competitive eater. Of course he is.
He used to dabble in competitive eating. Lots of questions.
Yes.
So many questions.
Yes.
One, how do you dabble in competitive eating? Is there like a minor league circuit that you're on?
Yeah.
Is there like an amateur level, right? Let's not like...
I feel like it was just like he went out to lunch with some friends and then was like, I'm going to eat this whole plate in 5 minutes. Start the timer.
I mean, I've been to some Vegas buffets. Am I a competitive eater? Did I dabble in competitive eating when I was at a Vegas buffet?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Like, also, my goodness.
The fact that they had footage of it.
Great. Hey, can you do you have any footage of that? We'd
and
like
he's
to make
like,
that a story.
I have a folder in my phone that's just it's called Dabbled Competitive Eating. Yeah,
I got it on my external hard drive at home. I'll send you the footage. How much do you need? I got like 80 gigs. I got like 8 competitions on there. Like, if you could just give us a few clips, even photos would be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fine. I want to know so much more about the competitive eating. Like, what type of competitive eating did you do? And there is, for those of you who don't know, there is actual major league eating.
Oh,
MLE.
yeah. And you can win good money.
Yeah, but you're killing yourself.
Yeah, so, totally. Yeah. Absolutely. For sure.
Some of us might say you're also doing the same on the challenge here. The fact that he used the word dabble threw me. I was like, he dabbled in it?
Well, speaking of words, Avery thing.
Okay. Adam, we love you. You said the most obvious thing we've ever said on this television show.
I wrote Avery thing. Come on, dude.
Come on, bro.
I love it. It's sweet.
It's great.
It's adorable. It's fantastic. We're dancing on a babe line here that I don't want to dance on with Adam.
I didn't want to dabble in that territory. But you're right. And I was slightly concerned because of that. I was like, okay, we got it.
Super cute. Again.
Super cute.
Super cute. But
careful. Be careful.
Watch
and
it,
also,
buddy.
We know.
Yeah.
Okay?
We also all have eyes.
Yeah. We got it.
And
We've seen her on the show. We've seen your little conversations. We see her on social media. You don't need to sell us. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And the stuff at the end, adorable. But because all of that was with everything else, I was just like, oop, there's the line. And
Close.
we're
Close.
Yep.
Depending on the day and what else you do, you might go over the line. We need you to pull it back. And again, we got it. You don't need to she's great. She's a great partner to be around. She's great influence from our daughters. Yeah. We got it.
He's just a cheesy, middle-aged man, and God love him for it.
I will say this. If it was me, I'd be doing the exact same thing.
I get it.
I'd be all in.
I get it. And also, it's an edit, right? So maybe he said 5 things about her the entire season, but especially because of how this ended, they kind of needed to use all of those clips.
I can also see where he's like, she's this, she's that, she's this and the other, and the producer's sitting there, and the producer's like, would you say she's everything? And he's like, actually, I might. And they're like, go ahead.
Why don't you say it right now?
Why don't you say it right
now?
now?
And
he's
in a full sentence.
Yeah. She is everything. And he's like, good one, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I got you. And now we're sitting here being like, you're getting close to Babe and Dave territory.
Yep.
He's catching
walking
strays.
back to his hotel room after winning, being like, damn, that's good. I can't wait to call her my Avery thing on the phone.
Hey, I was doing my confession today. Guess what?
You're right. He wouldn't even pretend like he came up with it. He would have been so honest about it.
Yeah. So I was telling him about how great you are, right? Because you're great and everything. And she's probably like, yeah, I got it. I know
I also have eyes.
Yeah, I'm me. I get it. I've been around people. People do treat me different than everyone else. I am aware of that. I'm a self-aware queen. Okay. And he's like, they gave me this line that your Avery thing. She's like, okay, all right, sweetie. So when you get back, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But knowing her, she was probably like, oh my God.
It's funny between us, but like you didn't say that on camera, right? I just want to make sure that.
I mean, they had me say it, but whether they use it or not.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't use that.
They're gonna use it.
Yeah,
they're gonna use it. Yeah, I mean, again, look at me and know everything about me, and of course, that's what it is.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic with all of that type of stuff. The dabble in competitive eating. I just like to just throw that out.
Yeah,
just.
Again, though, I do want to. I feel like I don't remember if I wrapped up what I was saying about Frank and Sam, but I did not see them consume that bowl. We saw them get the win, or like the second place, and like the stars came up and stuff. They called the check, and I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm just saying I don't think there was, and if there was anything in their bowl, it really wasn't that difficult to consume. I think Steve just fucking housed that shit.
I think he did a really good job. Everybody was throwing up. I don't know how you kind of track that. And, I mean, people are throwing up all over the place. And now, listen, I'm going to put a photo up on screen and I'll explain it to you, Mixie. You can look at the photo. I sent it to you. You can look now. Be careful, Mix. I know you're not going to like this photo.
Is it vomit?
It's not vomit.
Oh, bro. Honestly, Melissa was the one that made me actually gag. The way that she was eating and vomiting. Yeah, literally that face. I can't. Because she was so loud. It's the vomit screamers. We've discussed this.
Yeah, we have discussed this. I like how you caught yourself because you're like, I don't want to talk about it, but this is what we've talked about.
That's what my weakness is the vomit screamers.
I'm gonna pull a Frank here, okay? And I'm gonna need you to be with me here. And I'm gonna need you to look at that photo again, Mix. You're stronger. You can push by it. Don't bitch out on me.
I'm gonna hold it so far away.
All right, I need you to look at this. Now, I'm not a crime scene investigator, okay? I don't have a certificate in blood spatter, but I'm just going to say, I don't think you can vomit on yourself, on your cheek and down your arm.
Oh.
Which means Nicole threw up all on Melissa, and they didn't show that?
Yes. I think it was probably entirely too graphic. And also, Melissa said that. She's like, you got it all over me and in the boat. I'm not drinking that. That's your vomit.
Proper fit.
Disgusting.
It's not my type in the bowl. Disgusting.
Which one of yous?
Which one of you threw up in this bowl?
And asked me to eat it?
Gross.
Disgusting?
Nixie.
I nailed that last one.
If we were in the final together and I had thrown up in the bowl.
No.
That is the correct response.
L.
That is 100% the correct response.
I would also, Stephen, we would also be so up on stars at that point. We would have crushed all of this other shit. We wouldn't have even needed to.
They wouldn't even film the rest of the final because they've been like, mathematically, you've won already. You've been like Jordan and 40. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We're playing for second, third, and fourth at this point.
Oh, there's karma points. Oh.
We're gonna fuck Michelle.
They're gonna think bad things are gonna happen now.
Michelle's really second, but she came in third. Well, fuck you. Well, we have a tie for first. Oh, you're crazy.
Speaking of season 40.
I'll never get over that. I'll just never. I'll never get over that.
It was awful. That was absolutely awful, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to attach to what you said. Speaking of season 40, we had the miso bowls back.
Yeah, the little bottle caps, I call them. Yeah.
Yeah. CT's miso bowl boats.
CT's miso bowl. You might also remember these as the bottle caps that tried to drown Devin.
Yeah.
They're out of jail apparently on bail, and they're just like, we're looking for more victims.
Well, they apparently need a partner now. I think maybe they have to be tied to some another miso bottle cap.
So they've got into organized crime now, is what you're saying. Cool.
The guy doesn't miss, everybody. He doesn't miss.
Mixie, where are we now? Where are we now?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
What body of water are we in now? Where was it? What was it?
I don't know. It was either an oasis or a lagoon.
It was a lagoon.
But then the other one with the bar, what is that?
I think that is part of the lagoon. That's
Fuck
a marsh.
that. Where's the oasis?
I think the oasis was the last. So we went from like the dunes, right?
Yeah.
And then that was the oasis, and then the water, then the lagoon, and then the temple.
So you're saying that the oasis was where they did the matching and the food eating and where they slept?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't understand.
It doesn't make sense.
Every time we talk about this shit, every time I get more confused than the last time.
Oh, God. Here's what I do know about this lagoon is that we know that every time Mr. TJ is near a body of water, he does what, everybody? Screams. Exactly.
He does scream. Yep.
He screams.
And he did it again.
This lagoon has also had an effect on Mr. TJ.
What the hell was that? What? Who edited this and dropped acid for
That's
2 hours for that section of the... It came out of nowhere, Stephen.
My note is editor whoever was on drugs.
Yeah.
A late night at B&M headquarters.
Yep.
Just doing a little dabbling of himself or herself.
Yep. Absolutely. It came out of nowhere. Truly. My note is this random overlay of TJ while they row. I mean, sure, I'll take it. And then I have next. Now he's a tiger?
I mean, was the song not like Eye of the Tiger?
I don't know what the fuck. I felt like I was having a fever dream. I was like, I know I'm tired, but I am not hallucinating right now.
Well, I would be hallucinating because they had a mile to paddle in these bottle caps down the lagoon, if you will, which seems very far, honestly. Like a mile in the bottle caps without kind of knowing. I mean, Shane and Shane's partner were like 3 days behind, it seemed like at one point.
Yeah, I didn't even see them in some of the shots of that.
No, and what did we see, Mix? I wrote down, Mixie was happy because we had a bunch of call-outs on the screen to show where people were.
We did. And you know what I didn't need? Call-outs on the screen because we saw them all get in their own colors. But it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'll take it. I'm not mad at it. Unnecessary, but fine.
I need that stricken from the record. I don't need you ever saying call-outs are unnecessary because you know it's not going to happen. They're going to be like, well, the number one said the call-out was not necessary, so we're not going to put them on again.
Unnecessary call-outs. When we need them the most, they're never there.
It's true.
And when Rachel is by herself at a station, when the other 3 stations have whole teams, we got to call out. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there are pointless ones.
Okay. I'll agree with you. There are pointless ones, and you know what? I want them to keep happening.
The tiger was not a pointless edit, though. Like, a good graphic was added. That was definitely needed.
There's a few ways this went down. Either the first way, which is probably what happened, that the editor was dabbling in something, or the second one, somebody comes in and is like, you know what? Like, the Eye of the Tiger. Okay. How's your day going?
And the editor's like, I have to figure out how I can maybe try to see if I can use Nicole vomiting on Melissa, but legal doesn't want me to.
Legal doesn't want me to because gross, and it might have an adverse effect. I really want that in there. And like, well, how about we take that part out? And I give you 8 seconds back to make Mr. TJ a tiger. And they're like, would he be an entire tiger? No.
Nope.
No.
No.
You're going to put an entire tiger around the outside of his face. So the middle,
is
this
still,
part,
yeah,
is still Mr. TJ.
He's like the sun in Teletubbies, but instead of a sun, he's a tiger.
That is so well explained. It's brilliant.
These are for the audio listeners.
Hell yeah, baby girl. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, no, that shit was crazy. I loved Sam and Frank winning this.
Didn't see that coming.
I loved it.
Great.
Especially from the get-go. I mean, the run to the miso bowls was not long, but it was rough.
Yep, it was. It's like, oh, blown tire.
Yeah.
Seen that before. Well, that's going to come back because we're only on the second part of the day and there's a lot to go. And of course, that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But as we end this, Adam and Steve are at 17 points. They've retaken the lead now.
Uh-huh.
Shane and Shane's partner are at 16 points. Okay. Sam and Frank are at 14 and Nicole and Melissa are at 12. Honestly, a little sad for Nicole and Melissa. They started so hot and then it's just been this like, they're just dipping off and it's sad. And as we go into checkpoint 2 of the day, which I think TJ called filling up the vial or whatever it was, wasn't a cool name like Folking Trivia. But
It
there might
wasn't.
have been. I don't know.
It wasn't. But it was consistent. There was a consistent pattern here, Stephen, in this one.
Yeah. I like how this seemed kind of simple. And it's like, oh, this will be simple. Like, just going to go back and forth a million times. This won't break anyone's spirit.
Well, it was simple for one person who bragged about the fact that their partner was going to do everything.
Do all the work.
And then did maybe you want to bleep this.
Yeah, that might get bleeped. Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That might get bleeped, and I don't know if I can put that in there. And I don't think we're going to go down that territory. So you're rejoining us right now because I probably took all of that last little bit out.
We're going to be good.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
We're doing fine.
I didn't
We're doing fine.
appreciate her doing nothing at this checkpoint. Not shocked.
It's almost like we've been saying that all season.
She's not even hiding it at this point, though.
No, she was proud of it.
I know.
She was proud of it. She's like, hey, he's going to do it all. She's been doing it all season. Couldn't believe it. Here's what I do like is clearly there was a talking to, for lack of a better term, from production that says you cannot go ahead of your partner. Your partner has to be touching you at all times if they're not holding it with you.
Yep.
Which honestly, I think that was the mistake. The mistake was that this bar was clearly for one person. And
It should
I
have
think
been
we said
longer.
before, there are some times in the final where people are supposed to hold it and you have one person who's tall who will take on the other weight and Anissa will just do this, or somebody, Anissa adjacent, will just do this.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. So I get it, but I think there should have been like, hey, you got to like switch every go.
Yeah.
Like, we're
I
going to
think-
make you switch.
I think that would have been good, but it wouldn't have been that fair with Adam and Steve.
That's true.
They would have ran away with it. I think what it should have been, though, is that both people had to be like under the bar, right? Like it had to be on, like you can't
Sure.
just be touching it, like under it. And it should have been longer so that it was like almost too long for one person to carry, you know?
I got it. Yeah, we could have worked on it, but you know what? It doesn't matter because we got the intended result out of it. People were miserable.
Oh,
miserable.
broke people.
And honestly, if you are guessing at production, you're like, which one of these things that we have over the course of the next days is going to break people? I didn't think it would be this one.
I would say if I were to guess out of all of them, the matching,
Yes,
which did
matching
break
was
Adam and
just-
Steve.
And then TJ was just like, hey, you down?
Yeah.
Just lean over a bit. Let me just
Why don't I just poke the bear?
kick you a bit.
Kick the baby. Yeah,
This
I-
was some fantastic editing all the way around
Incredible.
through this entire segment. I
So well
couldn't
done.
believe it. We knew this was coming at some point, or at least we thought it was going to be coming with Frank and Sam. The knee was hurting. And then they had Frank say to camera, I did a full orthopedic evaluation on Sam. and nothing seemed wrong. Diabolical. Diabolical.
Okay, here was my thought in this. Either A, that was then, and
Yes.
that was what he was talking about, or B, which is what I think it is that something happened with Sam earlier in the season, and she asked Frank to check her out, and Frank was like, you're good, babe, you're good, and they just used that here, and they were like asking him about that, and then they used that here. That could be the case, okay? Because we're talking ITM at this moment, which is we don't know when they are filming those because as of now, they've decided to put them all in the same outfit the whole time. Stop!
It really helps them, though.
It 100% helps them, but I don't want that. It doesn't help me. I want to know. That's part of the fun of this shit, okay? Don't stop doing this. I get it. I do understand it. From a production standpoint, 100% you're doing the correct thing.
There were 2 times where something slipped by the goalpost this year when it came to that. Both were seen in this final.
Yep.
One was Steve and Steve's hair.
Uh-huh.
Which was like just here, just
Yep.
everywhere in one. And then they cut to him doing something. And then he's in a slick back bun turbo style after that. Uh-huh. That's one. The other one was Nicole decided to do her makeup one time this season, and they caught her out on that. And every other time she's like, what? I don't wear makeup. What are you talking about?
And there's one other time where she did the braids, but one braid is like undone at randomly throughout the season. You'll see that. But maybe it is all kosher and good. I do feel like something had to have been not great with Sam. However, and again, could be editing. Sam was complaining about her knee and then was complaining about the run, then was complaining about the breathing. Frank's points in this were like, once I kind of get you over one complaint or one issue you're having, you go and find another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that seems true. If the knee was as bad as Sam was saying the knee was, I would think that would be the consistent complaint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Sam was clearly walking funny. As somebody who's really hurt their knee before, I get it. When they had the clip before of like broken bones, I'm going to do it. I was like, yikes, that is, we're obviously going to see something now. Uh-huh. It's exactly what happened. This, again, was battle of the seasons. What we saw was basically diet, almost battle of the seasons, Frank berating Sam. For nearly the same reason. Like, there's so much money on the line. You got to do this. Like, you got to pull it together.
Yep.
You can't do this. Like, all of that type of stuff. I was enthralled. I was enthralled with every second of it.
I also was. It was very hard for me to write notes during this, to be honest with you, because I was so in on it. I mean, also, there was one point where Sam was like running and then she kind of like, her knees almost like just buckled and she was on all fours. And she gets this week's Ass of the Week. Of the week. Just to break it up, you know?
Wow.
Getting
my
screamed
goodness.
at, becoming this week's Ass of the Week. Congratulations, Sam, for that final win.
That might be the first time somebody's been getting just berated while also winning. If we're not about innovation here at the number one, I don't know what we're about. Honestly.
I sees it, I calls it.
God, she's just multi-talented.
Get you cookie, got you cookie. Get me cookie, got you cookie, man.
You think you were only going to get one type of ass of the week out of Mixie during All-Stars? No, she's breaking out all of them.
No.
Berating ass of the week? You got it. Some girl at home who's about to get broken up with because the line was crossed and you were told to basically twerk and then they put it on television? You get the ass of the week too.
I really hope
Imagine
she knows
shaking your ass for your girlfriend. Your girlfriend gets home. Oh my God, I can't wait to see you. Yo, listen, I crossed the line. We got to break up. Like, I've been holding out for how many weeks?
That's crazy, man. To bring the girl that you're gonna like, okay, maybe not cheap, but cross a line with, which we were hiding the digits again. Oopsies, I hid the digits.
Oopsies.
Anyways, back to Frank and Sam. Steve ends up being the one, which shocked me. But it was very sweet. I was shocked that Steve was the one that ran to Frank and hugged Frank. And then I noticed throughout the rest of this episode, Steve is hugging people, man.
Yeah,
a gay ally, by the way. He's hugging all of the LGBTQ plus.
Oh yeah, he's like, hey,
Frank, Sam,
yeah.
Shane. I feel like there was another one too, but I know for a fact those three. Oh, Nicole. 100% he hugged Nicole.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, I got to make sure everyone gets a hug here. I can't look like I'm singling out one of the community. Like everyone's getting a hug. He Oprah'd it. You get a hug. You get a hug. You get a hug.
I've never seen this man interact really at all with anybody.
It's true. It's true.
And then all of a sudden he's hugging people and calming them down and like patting their heads, checking in with Sam as well. Like, wild.
Here's the thing we have, like, I now sit here after you saying that. I have seen this man on, 4 seasons of All-Stars, 3 seasons of All-Stars. I couldn't tell you one thing about him other than his name. I learned in this episode he had kids. Did not know that.
He dabbled. He dabbled
in competitive eating. That's it. Honestly.
Isn't he a hand model? He's so strange.
That's the thing. And I don't know if this is a choice that they're leaning into, which would be very niche for them to be like, hey, let's see it very
We're just
meta.
going to never tell you anything about Steve.
Like, you're not going to know anything. You don't know where he lives. You don't know if he's married. You don't know if he's got kids.
That's such a long play.
Oh, yeah. We're going to give you one bit of information to literally chew on that he dabbled in competitive eating. And he was a hand model. Again, if you put these things together, he was a hand model and he dabbled in competitive eating and he loves the skincare / hair routine. You would go, who the fuck is this made up person?
Yeah.
This person does not exist.
You're so right, though. All of a sudden, he does have kids. Now that you're saying that. Like,
they said it at the end.
Yeah.
Huh? You got some kids? Where were your calls home, by the way?
Literally, is he single? Is he married? Like, nothing. We know nothing about this man.
You know what? I'm going to say, I don't think he's got kids. I'm just going to throw it out there. And you know what I'm going to use as my evidence? They didn't have any calls home. And I can see him being like, yeah, I need the money for my kids. And they're like, oh, yeah, I won't steal it. You got kids. And he's like, yeah, I got kids.
Yeah.
Mike. My last name's Mike. Like, maybe that's a lie, too. Maybe it's pronounced the other way this entire time, and he's just leaning into it. He's like, that's not how you say it.
The more we're talking about this, the more I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Steve? Because 100% they're asking him these questions. Because we hear about everyone's shit. Everyone's shit.
When we get back, we gotta hook up with him. We gotta get an interview on paper with him.
I would love nothing more than an interview with Steve. And if we could do it with Adam as well, that would be amazing. Because we are gonna miss the interviews, which is very sad. I would also love to talk. I mean, honestly, to everybody except for Shane's partner, I would love to have on the podcast. If anyone,
I don't think Shane's partner would talk to us.
That's fine. I don't want to talk to her.
It works out well for all of us. We know so very little about Steve, and it's
so
great.
Funny that,
and honestly, I hope he's building his own lore. Like, he's just creating a life that he wants. You know, it's like, yeah, I got kids.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a hand model.
It's like once he decides to really retire, that he just is like, actually, I live in a cave in Montana.
Yep. Yeah.
I have a dog, and that's it.
That's it. You know, I actually was like the inventor of Bitcoin. I didn't need this. I did this for fun.
I just did it to fuck around and find out.
And then all of a sudden he's got like a German accent or something like that. And you're like, what the fuck? He's like, Mike. It's been my name. And then we're just like, huh? It's just all a ruse this entire time. And you know what?
That takes me back also to the fact that Adam said that Steve doesn't have a middle name. Steve said his middle name was Chris. Steve Chris.
Can't be real.
Come on.
Can't be real.
We're unboxing this together in real time right now.
Okay. I'm going to need you to write down these questions because we're going to forget all these by the time it gets there. So you have the ability to write these down?
I'm on it.
So middle name Chris, that can't be real. He's got to confirm that he was a hand model because now none of this makes sense.
What is dabbling in
competitive eating? And does that mean you just went to a Golden Corral one time and they kicked you out? Okay.
Adam, I know you're listening to this. Don't give him these questions
Yeah,
ahead of time. Don't let him prep this. Don't let him know we're onto his shit.
You know what? There's part of me that just thinks Steve goes radio silent. Nobody gets a hold of Steve during the off season. Like they all try to reach out.
Yeah,
and he's just
I'm
like,
sure.
He's like, oh, you know, I've just been real busy.
Because he lives in a cave in Montana.
Has anyone seen Steve outside of the show?
I've never seen him at like any of the events, which honestly I respect that. But
big time respect.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny. The more we talk about this, the more I'm like, God damn.
We got some great questions for him. We have great questions for him.
Well, let's get back to the Frank and Sam thing because we're really sidetracking.
That's okay.
As we do.
Welcome to the number one.
I personally think that Sam likes to be motivated by Frank like this because Sam is so driven to prove to Frank that she can do this, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that she has that drive if Frank is, you know, doing what basically everyone else is doing and being like, oh, Sam, your knee hurts. Oh, that's okay. You know, you take your time. You do this and do that.
Which I'm going to assume is what's happened maybe all of Sam's life.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that that's a good thing for Sam. And like Anissa even said that when Jordan kind of treated her like this, like she felt very empowered by being not talked down to. I don't want to say that. And there were some moments where I think Frank even would say himself, like, you know, he lost his cool and it was a little much. But
him
Frank
throwing
never
that
let
thing
Sam.
off
Yeah.
of him.
Uh-huh.
And it was in slow-mo. Great editing choice. See, again, all the editing in this segment was just...
Frank never let Sam, like, cling on to an excuse.
Yeah.
And I think that helped. And I think that she thrives in that.
I would say that, too. What I really appreciated, and some people are going to hate what Frank looked like here. I get that. And some of it was a bad look.
But he even said that later.
Yeah, and it's tough in the moment because I think, again, from what Frank has said, this to Frank seems like it was a one-off. I'm going to go back. I'm going to do this. This money's going to really help, blah, blah, blue, and I'll be out again. Mm-hmm. And Frank was like, I'm ready for this. I'm born for this show. I could do this. I've said no a bunch of times, and here I can do it. And then this is kind of what, I hate to say it, I get stuck with. And It's not that I'm losing. I'm not losing. I would have won this by myself. Mm-hmm. It's that I am being held back by this. The point that I think Frank misses, that I think a lot of people miss, is that Frank's like, you just got to, that hurts. You know what? That's got to feel better than that hurting, which is great to say.
Yep.
But honestly, you are Frank for a reason. It's because you have that. Not everybody's got that mindset. Not everybody sees the things that you see the way you do. It's like, well, I wouldn't do that if I was that person. Well, you're not that person. And that person's not you. They don't see the things that you see. And so to be like, you have to do it this way just doesn't compute, honestly, for somebody who's like Sam, who's just like, yeah, sometimes I feel like I can't do this. It's too late. And honestly, I think Frank should take this and make kind of, I don't want to say like a life coach situation out of this, but believe me,
see it.
If Frank was doing that to me, like if Frank was like my like workout, like I'm going to make sure you're doing your workouts, and if not, I'm going to berate you. You better believe I want to make Frank proud.
Exactly.
Like, this is a business opportunity, I think, for Frank that Frank might be missing.
Get that bag, Frank. And I also would say, Sam, when I saw her on the clips of her live that I saw from last week, she looks like she's getting in shape a little bit.
Yeah. That little talk, because obviously, if you remember Battles of the Seasons, just like everybody, she's put on a few lbs.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, he's like, hey, I'm worried about you as somebody with physical therapy. Like, you really got to take care of yourself. You got to be able to do some of these things without gassing. But honestly, like even Bananas, when Frank was on with Bananas, Banana's like, you ran, I can run forever. Banana's
Yeah.
like, I'll run forever. But like, you are a different gear, my guy. Like,
Oh,
you will.
yeah.
And I think that's the thing.
I'm sad that this is the first season I'm seeing of Frank because I really feel like he's a fantastic competitor.
Should have you go back and watch a season with
I
Frank.
really
like,
should.
Like
I really
classic
should.
Frank just yelling at people and shit. Oh,
I also think that conversation in the car or in the back of the truck on the way to that last checkpoint was I'm so glad that they put that in there. I don't really feel like, I didn't think that they saw that camera or at least they weren't expecting. I don't think Frank said that stuff to Sam for like the looks of TV.
I got you.
The way that they had that interaction and he was so honest and like the way that Frank looked in that clip, like how he's coming across, I feel like he wouldn't want people to see him being like that for his like game strategy if he ever were to come back. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I think what ends up happening with this is like he even said in that, and I again, like, I think people have missed an excellent season of this show because they're like, oh, these weak people got to the final. But like, if I just take this final and watch this final as a like singular piece of television with 4 groups,
Absolutely.
spectacular.
Fantastic.
Put it up on the top 10 list of finals. Some people might disagree with me, but for a lot of reasons, it's got to be there.
I agree.
With that being said,
fantastic.
I think the idea that Frankie said, I've come a long way and I just want to make sure that I'm not that person. I think it like slips out because you work a lot, work to kind of, I don't want to say suppress that person, but suppress that side of you so it doesn't just snap out of you. Like a lot of people do work on themselves to try to be better. And like those triggers obviously led to like being like, you are costing me money right now for my future family.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not me, but not to get too deep. Isn't that a microcosm of life, bro? Like sometimes, like, bro.
Okay,
like,
you want some tiny tattoos all over your body?
Girl, I got them. Oh, let's do some TikTok live battles. By the way, completely unrelated. The fact that the entire Temptation Island squads are doing TikTok battles now are great. What I really appreciate is our girl Ashley has no idea what's going on in any of these. She can't figure it out.
I need clips of this, Stephen.
She can't figure it out.
She's on this and not telling me this.
She's like, I can't figure out how to invite people. I don't.
And
then
she's probably just winning because she's her.
No, because she's doing it with like Logan and the boys are just. Yeah, it's not even fair. It's just like,
God damn.
All the boys have like 80,000 women being like, here's a rose, here's a rose, and he's
Another
like,
one, thank you.
check out my mohawk.
Let's go to
play
the
baseball.
last checkpoint of the final. So at this point, Frank and Sam are up 1 star over Nicole and Melissa.
Yes.
And then Adam and Steve and Shane's partner are tied.
So this means winner take all at this point.
Everything's on the line. We're fighting for 3rd place and we're fighting for 1st place. And I like it. People.
I like it a lot.
I like it a
honestly,
lot.
we could have had some wild swings depending on what happened here. And the fact that this was like kind of a fair situation, it was just like figure out first, was going to be absolutely wild. Also, let's not miss the point that Sam was literally being carried in to this. So maybe the knee was hurting to begin with, and then something happened during that. That's neither here nor there, but
I would like to know if Sam, went to a doctor and if something actually was
That's what I was about to say. Do we have an update? Was there like, oh, I had like a torn meniscus or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, because Steve said his calf popped and he was still going.
Yeah. He's like, I felt a pop in my quad. I was like, oh, well, they're not winning. And then all of a sudden they won. So,
yeah.
So they're balancing and then it was over.
So
They showed it at the same time, right?
can we discuss that? I didn't understand what I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
When they split screened it and I saw like they both were in the area and like clearly they must have called at the exact same time. Like I'm so confused from the visual I got how Adam and Steve won. I want to be very clear. So happy about it, but I don't get it.
From my understanding, that little needle had to stay in that red area for 3 seconds. So I'm assuming production-wise, there's somebody there who's watching, and then they went to check the tapes to make sure that they called it correctly. But I think both sets of producers who were watching both at the same time went, yep. So they probably went back, checked the tapes, sunk up the time codes to make sure, okay, this person actually started, and then, frame by frame by frame, we can count that this was actually 3 seconds. And they got it just before the other person, which makes sense that they both yelled at the same time. And so they both kind of think that they got it. And I'd be damned if you could tell me ever at a time that there'd be a closer. There couldn't have been a closer margin in a final ever in the challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it was exciting. I had just a gut feeling and also just pure rage for Shane's partner that I knew that Adam and Steve won. It was just in my heart. It was in my heart. But again, I didn't get it from the split screen because I didn't understand what I was looking at.
So here's what ran through my mind.
Okay.
There was a moment where that happened, and I was like, oh my God, Shane and Shane's partner won. And the reason I thought that is because all of Shane's partner's interviews about the final were very positive, which is kind of odd considering you couldn't fake it at a dinner table, but that's okay. Fake it in the fucking confessionals. Whatever. That's number one. Number two, I was like, oh, they're going to 40 it and say it was a tie. So they get both people picking split.
You thought?
Yeah. And I thought maybe Shane and Shane's partner had won because Steve's ITM interviews, he was defeated. And so in my head, I go,
tired.
I think he's tired. But in the moment, I was like, oh, maybe he's like, I lost out by what, half a second? This is how I get fucked now. Last time was this. It's a half a second balancing.
Yep.
Corey would have sucked at this. Sorry, Corey. Sorry about that. That was just a stray.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That was a stray, but whatever.
And then they get to revealing what it was, and I recorded my my reaction.
Oh, you did?
I recorded my reaction. If I have time to edit it in, I'll edit it in. If not, it'll be in the Hotties. You can go watch it in the Hotties. This will be sent to Adam at the safe time where he's able to watch that. So, Adam, you've probably already seen it at this point.
Yep.
Actually, maybe you haven't because maybe I haven't had time to send it to you before I left on the trip. But you know what? It's coming for you. Congratulations, buddy. And then part of me, Mix, kind of was like, I feel like they were getting the winners at it this season.
They 100% did. And I mean, they were really the only, that's kind of, I think, why in my heart, now that we're discussing it, because they were the only one that we really saw discuss a money split. So.
And then also just all season. And I realized they were a heavy part of the first part going in the eliminations, but still to have them in the back part be there. Like Melissa Nicole's back thing was like them messing around. Like it wasn't really about much else, but I understand it happens based off what's going on.
Yeah. I'm so glad they won, by the way. Most deserving after knocking out half of the house themselves.
The alternative, Mix, was that we would have had a team come in second who knocked out half the house, lost to a team that
one person
got their
did
star by pushing somebody down a ramp, and one person on the team did the work. That we were that close to that.
Yeah, we were. And I would have been so fucking excited. There was one thing that in the Melissa Nicole montage at the end where they
Mm-hmm.
talk about, how they've worked together and stuff. Nicole says that Melissa's like her sibling.
Wild to say. Can't say that.
That might have been the most shocking thing of this entire thing. I'm
can't
like,
say that.
oh, do you play Where's the Finger puzzles with your siblings?
Can't do that. Can't do that. You're not flirting with your sister like that. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're not picking your sister up like that when you're working out. You're not rubbing and patting your sister's ass.
No.
Excuse me. No,
No.
absolutely not.
Never. I don't have a sister. I know that.
I mean, it should be fucking common knowledge, Nicole. I just couldn't believe that fucking shit. And then,
You know what? I think that's her being like, she's my sister.
yeah, I didn't do anything with her because
Imagine me doing something to my sister.
Yeah,
Gross,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Like, gross,
I'm gonna
right?
save my ass here. Absolutely. I thought that was the craziest thing that I heard this episode.
Okay, I think I know where you're going.
You know what, Stephen? I'll let you take this one. Go ahead. Shane's partner. Go ahead. Now the floor is yours.
Retired? Huh?
Also,
Okay,
when
bye.
she said it, dude.
Okay, bye.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh
bye.
no. 100. Okay, first off, we will see her in the next 2
Yes.
years. Easy peasy. We'll see her in the next 2 years. Secondly, she's sobbing in her fucking ITM out of nowhere now when they show this. I feel like she just had a full fucking mental breakdown and it was just like, this is
I
the
retire.
end.
I retire.
Yeah.
Look, can you retire and still like host the show? Like, do you have to retire from that too?
Well, you don't have to be good to host the show, so who knows?
That is true. We do know that because there's like a couple people who've done it. And they're not great.
A swing and a miss.
That was unexpected, but also like,
I don't believe it.
okay. Okay.
I was like, bet, do it. Do it.
I had a young pup a few days ago. Like, I was ordering food. I'm like, maybe I'll try something new. And he goes, okay, bet my guy. And I was like, I don't want to eat here now.
Actually, I would just like a
I'm
normal
good.
burger.
I'm
Thank you
just
so much.
gonna go. I don't need you saying okay, bet. I'm good. I'm gonna go. I'll
Yep.
get food somewhere else, which I think is the correct way to handle that situation.
I will now say that to you all the time just to make you mad.
Why would you do that?
Because, Steven, today, pulling the curtain back, today I am so stressed I can't even see straight. And Steven sends me a message from a different building
Yeah.
that I'm not in,
Yeah.
not taking
Yeah.
care of what's going on over there.
Yeah.
This motherfucker messages me, guess what?
Guess what? Ugh. Now, let me paint you a picture with my imagination brush, guys. In my head, I knew where Mixie was sitting in the other building. And I knew the reaction that I got out of it. She was like, now, listen, this wasn't done on purpose. But
That's bullshit.
as soon as I wrote, guess what? I was like, ooh. Not the right way to like tell her I've completed extra work ahead of time so she can send it out. Like, we're ahead of schedule.
He did something nice for me.
She's going to be very excited about this. What a great thing. I've helped her out today. She's going through it today. She's in the mud. I'm going to try to lift her out. I did not do that. I was like,
no, you squandered that opportunity
I did.
to
I
give
was
me
like,
any sort of light for the day.
it's like,
He says, guess what? I hit him with a ... because I'm just like, fuck. Just
yeah, that's
say
what I
it.
heard.
Don't say guess what. Just fucking say what the problem is. Because I don't want to fucking sit here for the 2 minutes it's going to take for you to respond and be like, what the fuck is it? Racking my brain on how I'm going to fix these imaginary issues that I don't even know if they exist or not. This motherfucker messages back, chicken butt. And There was a flamethrower not too far away from me that we were using to caramelize some things, and I seriously considered
Coming over?
turning it on and lighting my laptop on fire.
That wouldn't have been a good solution because you would have had to get a new laptop at some point and all your stuff would have been on the laptop. You'd had to like create new tabs with your laptop and do all that thing again. Also, you would have had to create a new password for your computer. We know you don't like that.
Oh, God. I locked myself out the last time I had to do that.
She locked herself out of the laptop and she's like, I don't know what my password is. What do you mean you don't know what a password is? What do you do when you turn it on? She goes, oh, I don't turn it on. It's always on.
Oh, yeah. It's always on. Everything's... Do not see on my laptop. I have no security on this thing whatsoever. And then I responded, lovely.
Yeah. I could see you're online right now. It's like, why is her button on? It's just like, oh, because she's
I'm
reading
reading our messages.
Yeah.
And Stephen says, you hated that. I know it. So thank you so much for getting joy out of my misery. Appreciate it.
Well, can I just say, not that I'm trying to defend myself, but I will.
You shouldn't.
I did not go in there with that intention, but once it was there, I was like, she hit the ... and I was like, I could say chicken butt. I could be 10 years old. I'm going to do that. 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 But in the moment, I was also like, she's probably thinking like everything has gone sideways in this other building right now.
Yes.
And I'm trying to be like, hey, guess what? They've lit the back on fire and somebody's going to the hospital.
Well, you know what? They ended up doing that later on in the
lighting the back on fire.
God. I'm off the rails. I don't remember what we were talking about.
That's
I don't
okay.
Like Shane's partner. I will
yeah.
say, I wish that the only thing that would have been good about if Shane and Shane's partner had won is Shane could have taken all of the money. And that would have been awesome.
Now, during his interview at some point during this, did you hear him mention he's like, I wouldn't take the money. I'd split it. And I was like, pussy ass bitch.
I would be, if that happened and he didn't fucking take that money, I would have been through the ceiling. I think I would have just said I hated this final, even though it was so good. It would have squandered everything.
That happens. That happens sometimes. It's like the winner just like brings everything down.
Not this time.
This lifted us up.
It did. It did lift us up. Were you surprised?
No.
I knew that they were splitting that bad boy.
Yeah. I think at that point it was kind of, I think everybody in that situation would have done it.
The dramatics of Mr. TJ, too.
Love
of being
it.
like, he picked up that steal and he threw it on the ground.
And everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Mm. And honestly, ending the season on the song, I Would Do Anything for Love, as well as a clip from a previously on, Editor One joined us at the party at the end.
He got in there at the end for us. He definitely did. And let us be hopefully one of the first people to say congratulations on your engagement. I loved the idea of when I was watching this, knowing in 5 days that he's like, you know what I mean? Like right now he's like, oh, and he knows it and it's coming and he's probably got it like in the couch.
Yeah. I want to DM him and be like, you in a safe space? Let's chat.
I want him to film it. I really hope he films it. And I'm sure Avery knows he won, right? Like I would assume.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the proposal part.
Exactly.
She can't know this part.
But like, it wouldn't be weird for him to be like setting up the camera to be like, I want to capture us like watching me get this win.
And also the big brain move to like plan all this out, and him also not knowing, are they actually going to use that footage at the end? Uh-huh. Hopefully somebody has given him a heads up that it made the edit.
Yeah. We should make sure that he's at least aware.
We won't do it because we're not allowed to spoil this.
No, but we can talk to somebody else that we know has a screener and have them do it so that they lose their screener.
Yeah, not us.
Privileges, not us. We would never do that. No.
We don't want to lose our what?
Screener privileges.
That's the word. You said it right. I just wanted to.
Oh, I know I did.
Oh, okay.
Catch up. Throwback.
Guys, her brain goes so deep, and then sometimes it's just like I don't understand seas and oceans.
Black hole. Sometimes
So pulled ketchup out of a one-time conversation probably like 50 episodes ago.
Yeah, but it was good. That was a good one. It was good.
Ketchup.
What?
Ketchup.
Yep. Better. I mean, you're still a little bit weird on the inflection, but
Let's not extend this any longer and make fun of me
sounds
while I
good.
have to listen to this.
sounds good. You know, we got a hottie.
We did get a hottie. We
got
got
a
hottie.
hottie.
We got a
We got a
hottie.
hottie.
Let's wrap with the hottie, and then at the very end, stay with us. We will grade this final episode
Ooh, yes,
from
yes,
an
yes,
A to an
yes,
F. We have to do that. We'll have to grade the season. We'll wish you adieu.
Give you the plan for upcoming.
Sure, something like that. Yeah. We don't have one. That's the plan.
Okay, I would like to welcome to the hotties. And by the way, we haven't had a new hottie in a while, so now's the time, baby. We're finishing the season. We don't know what's coming up. We've actually been asking people in the hotties what they think we should be talking about. You can get in on that conversation if you join the hotties, baby. Link in the description, and I will attempt to say your name. I'm not a
Yes.
reader,
Yes.
but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do
Yeah,
my
but
best.
she'll remember ketchup. I don't know how, but she does. It's
That
one
would
of
be
the many.
correct. Okay, we got a three-namer.
God damn it. If you know anything about the hotties, you know that we fucking love a three name. We love it
Love a three.
so much. And the fact that this is our first hottie in a long time, and this is it. Actually, there was a couple a month ago.
Oh, did I miss screenshots?
You did miss screenshots. We there was somebody from there's two people before this, but let's go with the three namer real quick.
Okay. From Ohio, I'm assuming, because they studied at Ohio Northern University.
Where is that exactly?
Northern Ohio.
Great, that's what I knew you were going to say. I don't even know why I said anything.
I'm not. Okay.
Hey, guess what?
We are welcoming from Ohio that misspelled Stephen's name. Thank you so much for that. We have Daylene Davis Boehm. And I nailed that.
I'm looking. Don't try to throw this. She said Steve. She put Steve in there. Okay? I can see the membership questions. Don't try to rope-a-dope me into feeling like I'm going to disrespect the new hottie member.
Steven.
I'll
It was
take
Steve.
Steve.
Do you go by Steve? Do you let people call you Steve?
Yeah, people call me Steve all the time, bro.
Not me. Couldn't be me.
No, you don't do that. No, you don't. You don't
I'm
do
a
that.
proper bitch. It's Steven. It's the whole motherfucking thing.
You do. I do notice you do that. A lot of people go, Steve. You know, what's up, Steve? That's okay.
Shit, am I supposed to change that? That's not me.
No, I like that.
Okay.
No, I'm fine with that. All right, we got to grade the season. We got to wrap it here.
Okay.
What do we give? What do we give this final? What do we give the season mix?
Am I grading it? I'm sorry to overcomplicate this, but I must. Am I grading this in comparison of all of the challenge, like flagship, the USAs of it all? Are we grading it in that whole bubble?
That's a
or are we
great
grading
question.
it in Diet Challenge land? Only.
I think you could do. That's a very. I don't know.
Because if I think this is the best Diet Challenge I have seen.
I think it's the best Diet Challenge final I've ever seen.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the best Diet Challenge season.
But Steven, you gotta think. You gotta think right now. Okay.
All right. Let me think. Hold on. Let me move this microphone so I can think.
You gotta think about when we started this season, and we're thinking Amber and Fessy, right? Devin and Leroy are gonna come in and crush it. I mean, Dario and Ashley were a massive contender. And for us to end with pretty much the only contenders that we thought from the beginning would make it this far, Adam and Steve, and everyone else is people that, I mean, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have been like out week 1, out week 2, out week 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I love that. I'm just saying that's a sign of a good, entertaining season when the people that we think are easily going to go to the final, right? Like you see Jordan on there, he's going to a final. You know, when that doesn't happen, I think that's indicative of a good season. That's a pillar for me in the grading scale.
It's that unexpected nature of you don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I will give the season probably an A-. I think there's a few little tweaks that we could have done to kind of sand the edges to get it to an A, but I give the final an A+.
I'm going to agree with you. In Diet Challenge land, I would give this whole thing an A. I would give the final an A+. If the final was this in the flagship, I don't think we'd be giving it an A+ because
No.
it's Diet Challenge stuff.
It is Diet Challenge stuff, and I do think
But for what it is, fantastic. And I'm going to agree with the A- overall.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. We're right in alignment there. I will say this. I do know people are complaining, it's blah, 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 about the season. I think what you need to do is adopt the right reality mindset, is that you have to see this as Diet Challenge. And once you accept the fact that All Stars is Diet Challenge and you start to see it through that lens, you are able to enjoy it that much more. You can't compare it to flagship. It's not the same thing. The same way you have to compare USA to other USAs or world championships, right?
Absolutely.
And then, and obviously it's not going to be great because there's an Arby's manager. That's part of it. And it just tries to
Exactly.
drag
And we
you
hold
down.
our flagship to a higher standard, as we should.
Yes. And honestly, it's tough because that flagship just drags and drags and drags and drags. Like, this is right. And honestly, there's part of me who would like to see like a really quick version of a flagship, but a condensed version.
I would love that. Maybe a little less people. I don't know.
You can do the same amount of people, but like double eliminate each week. Men
I
and
like
women
it.
gone each week. And maybe we're doing 2 eliminations or something like that.
I like
2
it.
teams are gone, right? We do that thing I talked about before where 3 teams go in, 1 team comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, right? Like
I like it.
triangles of doom. Oh, God, just fucking hire us. It's absolutely
It
incredible.
comes right off the dome. It's
Yeah.
that easy.
It is. Guys, that wraps it. That wraps it for us. Hopefully you've made it all the way to the end. Hopefully I have edited this in time before I've left.
I believe you have.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We've loved the new listeners. We've loved the new subscribers. Thank you so much for doing that. We love the interaction you guys have with us. We love you so much. We don't know what we're doing yet,
No.
but this is why you have to become a Hottie's member or DM us on Instagram. If you have an Instagram, let us know what you're looking for. We don't know. We have no idea.
If you are looking for more Right Reality content, we did a while back make a lot of just fun, random episodes. Go back and watch them. Go back and listen to them.
The soup
Also,
draft.
Temptation Island. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix. It's great. It's fantastic. You can binge the whole season and you can binge all 10 episodes of our podcast on the season.
Yeah, Temptation Island. If you haven't done that yet, I'm honestly shocked. I'm appalled, honestly. But that's
So
fine.
there's stuff for you to consume if you haven't been with us this whole time or missed an episode or 2. So go back and do that while you wait for us to come back. We'll be back.
We'll be
always
back.
come back.
We don't know when, but we'll be back. We love you guys. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.